Welcome to the Vacationeers, Theme Parks, and More podcast. Join us as we discuss vacation planning, reporting, and reviews on vacations ranging from Disney and theme parks to cruising and beach getaways with everything in between. So grab your passport, a fast pass, and an umbrella drink because the show's about to begin. And now, without any further delay, here is your ghost host, Vacationeer Tom.
Welcome to episode number 27 of the Vacationeers, Theme Parks, and More podcast. I am your host, Vacationeer Tom, joined alongside our panel. Well, the panel of one, and that is Joe. How are you doing this episode, Joe?
I'm doing great. How much panel do you need? I'm here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ian called an audible.
He's out. I sent him away.
His girlfriend is more important than talking coasters. Can you believe that?
I really can't. I don't know. He's losing some serious coaster cred having a girlfriend anyway.
That's a good point, yeah. So he's out. It's just Joe and I, and we're talking about my summer 2017 Hershey Park vacation. Our trip up to PA. We did, the plan was originally to do Hershey and Kennywood, but we got rain out of Kennywood, and we circled back around later in the year and hit the Kennywood. But this one is about Hershey Park. We went June 20th and June 21st. June 21st being my birthday, so I celebrated in style at Hershey Park. And so for this vacation, my family has always nagged me about going camping. And my family is more like, hey, we want to go camping, but I know that that's just talk, right? Because once we get camping, everyone's going to be like, how can I plug in my phone? Why can't I watch TV?
I know your family. They want to go glamping.
Yes. But we don't have those resources. So we have a tent. And when we put up a tent, I know better, right? So they're always on me about going camping. But this time we decided, for this Hershey Park, they have a campground, Pennsylvania, in mid-June. It's gonna be cool. It's not gonna be hot.
It's not gonna be warm yet. Yeah.
No. So I said, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stay at the Hershey campground, and we're gonna go camping and kill two birds with one stone. Go camping and do Hershey Park, because if you stay on site, because they have hotels and they have camping, but if you stay on site, you get some benefits. So let me break down the benefits for you. First of all, you get a 3.5-hour preview into the park the night before. Now, I think if you buy a Hershey Park ticket, you get 2.5 hours. So any ticket will get you like 2.5 hours the night before, like a Twilight ticket. I think, there's some other parks that used to do that.
Cedar Point had one of those.
Yeah.
Pass.
Oh, yeah. I think we may, no, we didn't. Or we may have. I don't remember. So, yeah, you get an extra hour in the park if you stay on site. You get an hour early entry during the summer. So the next day, you get to go in an hour before everybody else.
You get an extra 4.5 hours of park time. That's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Plus, you get complimentary front gate shuttle service. So we parked the car at the campground, got on one of their shuttles, and they shuttled us over to the Hershey. So that was fantastic as well. So
very nice. Now, I really need to know, what is this campground like? Because I've seen amusement park campgrounds before, and it's usually a tarmac.
Well, no, this one's
it's a retired airport.
Now, this one's nice, but here's the catch for that. So you pull in, and it has like a public pool area. So just concrete with a in-ground pool. Has your shop where you can buy goods and stuff. So stuff like whatever. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Just buy camping crap. But then if you go into the park, like if you keep driving, you check in, and if you keep driving, that's where they have all the campers and all that stuff. Tent camping is north of it. So even before you get to the pool, you would make a left and go up the hill. So you're on top of the hill if you're in the tent. So I never actually saw they look wooded though, so it looked nice. So I didn't actually go into the campground. We were at the very outskirts. But here's the thing with the tent camping. So we get up to the top of the hill, we set up, and there's railroad tracks running maybe, 75 yards from where we're set up. Didn't think anything of it.
That's going to help you sleep at night.
Well, let me tell you something. Those trains, Pennsylvania. You've been up Pennsylvania.
Yes.
That's all trains do. Like, Pennsylvania only has trains going through. All night, all morning, all day, trains were going through that freaking... it was... Then it would honk the horns. I'm like, wah, wah. Like, dude, there's a campground. And the tent camping, like, Why won't you put RVs up there, right? Because at least they have doors. They have
And
wood.
they can close the door and then turn on the air conditioner and drown out the sound.
We're in a tent. Middle of the night, you got trains just back and forth all day, all night. I was like, wow, good thing we only spent 1 night. So we checked in the 20th and we checked out the 21st. But it was, those trains were something else. I don't remember what we paid. It wasn't too bad, but of course it's probably a little bit more than what you'd pay at a normal campground. But it was a good experience overall, and plus we got our quote unquote camping in that everybody wanted to do.
Are they over it now?
Well,
They're
let me tell you something.
Ask him to camp again.
No one has asked since last summer. No one has asked me to go camping.
Oh yeah, you put him in a tent beside the railroad tracks. That's great.
I taught them. Wait till we go on this Disney cruise and we're floating in a little buoy outside the boat.
Yeah, it's the pedal boats.
They're never going to ask me again to go on a cruise.
What kind of Disney cruise is this? You're not supposed to have to pedal.
Oh, man. So we spent a day and a half essentially in the parks. The first day we went to Chocolate World. Is that right? Yeah. We went to Chocolate World before we could get into the 3.5 hours early. So we went extra early so we could tour that. They have a dark ride. It's disappointing because the dark ride that you go through, it shows you, it shows you scenes of Hershey, like making the Hershey. It's not the actual facility where they're doing it. So you don't
get to see the actual chocolatiers.
No, you don't get to see it. It's all show, So I was like, and it was a pretty long line to do this.
Yeah, it's upsetting. You don't get to see you actually get to see them make actual dinosaurs at Jurassic Park's ride.
Yes, but this one...
At Hershey, they won't even let you see a candy bar being made.
And they gave us a little mini bar as we exited. But they had a ton. Just a...
Oh, wait, I was thinking mini bar.
Yeah, no, not that type of mini bar. No, like a little Hershey bar.
Little tiny Hershey's.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, they had all kinds of Hershey chocolates. They did just a mad amount of stuff. But let's go right into the coasters, I guess. So the first coaster, I'll go through all the coasters that we rode over the 2 days, and then I'll go through some of the other rides. Well, actually, let's do the rides first. Then we'll get to the coasters because let's end with a bang. You know what I mean? So other rides, they have a really good log flume. It's called the Coal Cracker. It's an aerodynamics flume. In the last drop, it's set up in such a way where you skip across the water. So the more weight that's in it, you skip. I mean, you physically skip like you're a rock skipping across the water. It is so much fun. And you could actually, so we split it up into 2 cars because there's 5 of us, but we could have done all 5 in one. And I wanted to do the next day. I wanted to get in all of us in one and see if we could really skip it really far. But the kids didn't want to. They wanted to split it up. So, but it's a really good log flume. I probably one of my favorites of all time, just because that last part you just skip across the water. It's pretty nice. Then you have the Reese's Extreme Cup Challenge. That's a Selly Corporation dark ride shooter. Not good. It is not a good shooter at all.
A peanut butter cup themed shooter does not sound that great.
Yeah, like there's 2 teams, like I don't know, Reese's and peanut butter cups. I think literally that's like it's just not good. It's just like you have like little targets and they're cutouts. It's not a good.
That's shooter. Less creative than left Twix and right Twix.
It is. It's not a good shooter. Now, granted, I think we probably did it 2 or 3 times over the course of the 2 days. But overall, it was not particularly. In fact, it's probably one of the Boo. I'd say the Boo Blasters are better than this. So it's probably the worst shooter. Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Then you have the Hershey's Triple Towers. Those are 3 drop towers. Now, what Hershey has, there's 3 of them. They're side by side, and they're all different heights. So you start with the Kisses Tower. It's 80 feet high, and it's a space shot, which means it shoots up. Instead of going up and dropping down, it shoots up and bounces up and down, bouncing up and down. Yeah. Then you have the Reese's. That's 131 feet, and that's a space shot as well. So that one shoots up and Then you have the Hershey, and that's 189 feet. That's the tallest one, and it's a space shot and a turbo drop combo. So it shoots you up, you play around, then it takes you to the top, and you drop. Actually, the Reese's, the middle one, I recall enjoying the most. I think just generally it was the most fun ride. But yeah, so they have triple tower there, which is it's unique that they have 3 of them side by side.
And that's really neat because Cedar Point has the 2 beside, right? There's the one that shoots you up and one takes you up and drops you.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I actually did one of them. I think I did the one that you get shot up, the space shot. Yeah. Yeah,
we weren't sure which one was which. We would just go in and kind of randomly hop on one and go, wow. It was a surprise because you didn't know if you were being shot or not.
Yeah.
Because first time I went to Cedar Point, we had no idea there was one that could shoot you up. So we sit down in the chair, and I'm just waiting for that nice slow ride up, and he goes, wham!
Yeah, that would be a shot.
I was hooked from that point on, I tell you.
Yeah, that would be, if you didn't know, that would be very interesting. Then you have the Skyview. Now, this is a Universal Design limited chairlift ride. Now, this one goes, it takes you out and back, so it's not transportation. So it's more of a just scenery, looking. It goes really, really slow, and it goes over the Hollow. The Hollow has Sky Rush, Comet, and Super Duper Looper. That's a section of the park. It's near the front, near the right, I believe. It does a complete loop, like I said, and it's really slow. So it's nice if you want to be casual and take a rest. Then they have a sea lion show. Our Friends from the Sea.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So we went to it. It's no SeaWorld sea lion show, but they have the sea lion and he does some tricks and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's forgettable.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who would expect a sea lion show in the middle of Pennsylvania? I mean, you just had a coal train go by, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it was interesting. Then of course you have the Whip. I love the Whip. Those old Whip rides. Man, such a good time. I love it. Tidal Force is their shoot to shoots. It's a 100-foot drop. It's a Hopkins ride manufacturer. Now this one is much like, I think it's like what was the other ones? I can't remember. Where you get totally soaked. Like at the very bottom, they have like the place where people can stand and watch you. But what happens is you when you hit the bottom, all the water you splash up bounces back off the walls and onto the car. So like there is no way you're not getting. It's not like Pompeii where you get a little wet, but no, this thing, all the water hits off the sides and comes right back on top of you. So you get soaked.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Pompeii, here's a little side note. Okay, let me tell you something. So this past weekend we went. Ian took his girlfriend for the first time, and each kid took a child because we had bring a friend free day. So we decided to ride Pompeii. Now, the temperature high for the day was 56, I believe.
So let's get on the water ride. That's
okay. We both know Pompeii is not. You're not
going to get that wet unless you're in the heavy row, right?
Well, here's the deal. We're on Pompeii. We go down. We splash down. Not very wet. These freaking kids from a stupid band loaded up the guns.
Oh no, they paid.
Oh yeah, and we paid. They paid, but we paid the price. We got soaked. I was so mad. I gave the dirtiest. I looked back and I gave the dirtiest look at them because they just. Oh man, that is just.
They were loving it.
That's just mean. That is just mean. If it's under 60 degrees.
That's dirty pool at that temperature.
You don't. That was just so. That was so mean. So mean.
You flip off all the kids from the local school. It's a middle school band here.
I wanted to. Oh man, I was on fire.
You're that old man.
Why are you getting me wet on this water ride? Damn you kids.
Damn whippersnappers.
Oh yeah. My face told the story. I was so mad. Oh, that's just mean though. That's just mean.
It is.
Oh, but that was awful. But anyway, back to Hershey. Monorail. So yeah, they also have a monorail that you go on, and again, it just does a circle loop. It's not for transportation either. And you go through Zoo America and downtown Hershey briefly. and it's elevated, so you get to you tour around the park in style.
All right. I just can't not think about the Simpsons monorail episode.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I know that.
Oh my God, I cannot believe you don't know that. It's like the classic episode of The Simpsons. It's so great. They have Leonard Nimoy come in and start talking about it. It's just, it's retarded. It's so great.
Oh well, I'll have to go back and.
You just need to go watch the Simpsons monorail episode. It is during the good years of The Simpsons before they just.
What I do? I googled. I have all the Simpsons episodes that feature theme parks or anything theme park related. I had a list of the episodes, and I was going to go through and watch them all, and that's got to be one of them, right? Monorail.
Well, it wasn't really theme park. They come and sold a monorail to Springfield. It just went around the town, and it did nothing for no reason. They couldn't stop it. It was just the dumbest thing in the world. It was great.
I'll have to look that up.
And they ended it with talking about the escalator to nowhere. We just get to the top and fall right off.
Oh man.
It is an absolute. I highly recommend everybody who's listening to this hit pause right now. Go watch the Simpsons monorail.
Stop
episode.
listening to
Totally
our episode. Yeah, good marketing, Joe.
Hit pause right now and watch that episode.
At least you said pause and not just stop.
Yeah, stop. Just quit now. We're not going to talk about anything good after this.
This is as good as it gets, people. All right. Zoo America. We did walk through that. I'm not a big zoo person. My family's not really either. So we walked through it. We gave it we gave it a look, and we came back promptly after. So those are the main highlights. Of course, on my birthday, I also got a fancy milkshake that had, like the whole pieces of cake and stuff sticking out of it, and Reese's Pieces sprinkled all over it, and that thing was quite the.
I saw a picture of that. It looked pretty impressive.
Yeah, actually, the milkshake itself wasn't all that good, but everything jammed on it was fantastic. So, it was good. Good for my birthday. So let's get to the coasters. Okay. So the very first coaster so I'll do it in the order that we rode them between the 2 days. So of course, the first thing we rode when we got into the park was Sky Rush. It's an Intamin. Now this one is nicknamed as Thigh Crush, and it's nicknamed that for a good reason, because it can be very painful with the restraints. And the very first time we rode it, it was. Every time there was air time, I was in pain. I was like, oh, it was so bad. But then the second time I rode it, I realized that if you scrunch down, like if you're sitting straight up, you're going to be hurting. But if you scrunch down, like you lean in, like you just like lean back and have it lock in higher up your, like in your, not your waist, but your waist. Have it lock in higher. Oh man, super fun ride. Super, like no pain. You enjoy it the whole way through. But unfortunately, it takes some maneuvering to figure out a comfortable way to ride this one. But once I did, it was a really good ride. I highly recommend riding that one. Now, Joe, you're actually going to you're watching.
I'm watching the POV of it right now.
What do you think of it?
It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, like I said, if you get past the painful restraints, it's a really good ride. If you can figure out how to restrain yourself in such a way that you don't fall out and you don't hurt yourself every time you go up a hill or down a hill, it's fun. So I highly recommend the Sky Rush. But like I said, you may want to scoot down, especially if you're taller. I'm 6'1", so maybe shorter people wouldn't. Or I don't know. I'm not sure how it would affect by height, but I can tell you, it can be. For the first time I rode it, it was painful. All right, let's move on to the.
Yeah, that's on the list. That looks like a fun coaster.
Yeah. I highly recommend doing that one. Now, let's talk about the Super Duper Looper. This is a Schwarzkopf terrain coaster. Now, this coaster is a very strange coaster. I remember doing it as a child, or I remember the name anyway. So when I did it again, I was shocked by how weird this coaster is. So the coaster, you go up the hill, you do a single loop.
I see the train tracks. There we go.
And
the railroad right off the side.
And you do a single loop, and then all you do is maneuver your way back to the station. Like there's not. It's almost like, you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? and once you do all your fancy stuff you want to do, you like autocomplete, and it
Just
just
returns
it just
you
goes
back.
and it returns you back. Essentially, that's what happened on this coaster. It does a single loop, and then it just returns you back to the station in the most uneventful, uninspiring way that it possibly can. Yeah, it did the loop. I'm like, wow, this is really weird. And it just kept on going that way until we got back to the station. Like,
It seems to be going on for an awful long time.
and doing nothing.
It's meandering through an unthemed
Yeah.
tunnel just because you don't want to see something.
It's almost like they should have some like animatronics or something. It'd be the perfect coaster if it had theming, because it goes slow enough for you to
if
enjoy.
they put a theme song, you have time to, because it's not going particularly fast.
No, it's not
any
going
of that.
fast. It's not going up and down. It's not going left and right. It's just kind of
It's
Getting-
just
it's
kind of
a-
meandering through, trying to get back to the front.
Like I
There's
said-
an Oompa Loompa off to the side.
if you do the autocomplete in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, that's exactly what would happen for this coaster. It's very
Yeah,
weird.
I've seen coasters about that exciting in Minecraft. You know, when you put the mine cars together.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Minecraft coaster at the end.
Yeah, so Super Duper Looper, you don't have to ride that one, especially you, since you don't need the credit. You've done plenty of loops. A very interesting old coaster. Next, Great Bear. This is a B&M invert. Now this one's interesting, Joe. I think you'd like this one. It has very few 0G rolls, and that is very good, because those are the ones that go like side to side. This one acts more like it's more of a out and back type a coaster, like a B&M like Hyper, where it just goes up and down. It reminds me of that. There's not a lot going on. It's just it goes up and down, and it does. I think it has like 1 or 2 gyros. It only has 4 inversions the entire coaster. I think you would enjoy like this one. I think you would enjoy. It's not particularly exciting in any way, but it's not sickening either. It's not.
You're not going to get jammed up side
Yeah,
to side. It
this-
doesn't look like it.
no,
Doesn't look
you're-
like there's a whole lot of twisting at all here.
No. There's like
There's got one set of. Oh no, that was a single corkscrew.
yeah. There's not much going
It's
on.
like half that. It's like half the bad section of the Alpengeist.
And the fact that you call
there's
that
a twist.
the bad section tells a lot.
Yeah. Hey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's the
Yeah,
beauty
yeah,
of
yeah.
That ride.
Well, like I said, I have to be in the front row. This one, I think I could do without being in the front row and enjoy it, because there's not a lot of bracing I need to do. It's more, it's speed based. It's just up and down. And so I think,
It looks kind of. It doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty fun.
yeah, I think you would enjoy that one. And yeah, it's. I don't remember it being particularly good or bad, other than it's just not painful. So yeah, it was pretty good. All right, the next one, the Comet. Now this is your old school Woody.
Woody here, huh?
Oh yeah, Philadelphia toboggan coasters. I don't remember getting hurt on it. I know we rode it multiple times. Other than that, I don't recall much about it. I think this is the one with the station, like that's like on a slope. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it's overall it's your typical wooden coaster. It's
Oh, their POV video is so. I mean, my back hurts watching this video shake back and forth.
I think the back's pretty.
I hope it was a
high.
handheld camera and not somebody's. I mean, if they had a GoPro strapped to their chest while this is being filmed, then this is terrible.
Yeah. So that one's. I don't remember it being particularly bad. So it's not too bad. I think the backs are high enough. The worst wooden coasters have the low backs, and it jerks you around. It just, oh man.
And they just bang the hell out of your kidneys the whole time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This one does. I don't remember it being that way. All right. The next one is Fahrenheit. Now this one is a vertical chain lift into Intamin, and I remember this one being fun. I think it's compact a bit.
Wait a minute. It has just initial look. It has this kind of rip ride rocket.
Yeah.
thing
It's
going
got
on, right?
It could very well be a little mini.
So you go over the top, facing up instead of inverted.
Yeah, it has a little rip ride rocket to it.
Then it's straight off the first hill where you just carries you over the top like that.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. We only did that one once, just because of the placement of it in the park. We didn't get back.
Whoa, it's a wonderful view from it though. That is neat.
Yeah.
Is it the tallest thing in the park? Because it's pretty high.
Skyrush has got to be, right? That's the newer one. I have to imagine Skyrush is taller.
Wow, and that second inverted loop crazy, and it looks kind of like the Batman at King's Dominion.
The Batman. You mean Dominator?
Or the Dominator, sorry.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you what, I think Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Looks that looks like a serious ride.
Yeah, so far, like I said, none of these coasters were bad. Like, this isn't like Six Flags America where you're like, okay, or like Carowinds, we're like,
Carowinds,
all right, I'm not riding that again, not riding that one again, I'm not riding that one again. Yeah, all of these, let me look down the list. There's not one of these I wouldn't ride again, other than Super Duper Looper, and it's not because it's particularly bad, it's just boring.
Like it's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah. If there's not much to do, then I'd do it again, I guess, but there's no real reason. All right. Do you need to load up more?
I'm watching Storm Runner right now.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the
it's a
shooty
launch.
ones.
Yep.
What are they called? Launch coaster.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So Storm
Shooty.
Runner. Yeah, shooty. Storm Runner. It's a shooty Intamin. It's not very long, but it's fun while it lasted. I think the thing is all of like 2,000 feet or something. It's not very long ride, but it's fun, and it does have a nice little launch that gets you going pretty quick. I don't know what the speed.
This video's keeping a lot of tension on this launch. I've been sitting there for like 20 seconds. This video before it goes. There it goes.
Your internet's just frozen.
Oh wow. Yeah, my internet has been frozen for 5 minutes. I'm like,
people are stuck.
It doesn't look that fun at all.
Call the fire department.
It's buffering. Okay, this looks pretty fun. I can see doing the Storm Runner. Although, does it have potential to peak like King Dakar?
Oh no! Yeah, no. There's no way this is peaking because it needs not only the force to get up that, but to keep going. So it doesn't come close to stalling.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least I'm not aware of. I mean, I'm not a pro at it. I'm not a regular at this park, so I couldn't imagine it would though. Yeah, so Storm Runner, definitely another one that I would recommend riding.
That looks like a lot of fun.
All right, next on the list is Laugh Track. This is a more ride spinning coaster. Joe, you would not like this one. It's It's essentially like a Wild Mouse but spinning. It's indoors. This one has a lot of potential. I thought it could be good, and unfortunately, it turned out just a lot of bright colors on like cardboard and
some black lights and
it's not
kind of bad.
Yeah, and it's a newer ride, so they promoted it like it's a big deal, and then it was very disappointing once you saw what you actually got because it could have done a lot. It could have been really good, but unfortunately, it just really isn't. It's just a spinning coaster that's indoors with some pseudo theming. Nothing.
It looks like that one at Great Adventure, the bad one that wasn't dark. It's a little too light.
Yeah,
darker.
That had the awesome outside. What was it? What was it?
God, had the skulls and everything outside. It was
Skull
so well
Mountain.
themed from the out.
Skull Mountain. That's what it was.
Yeah, Skull Mountain was so great. At least this one looks bad from the outside, so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Skull Mountain looked like it was going to be good.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, no.
This one looks like it's disappointing straight from the beginning.
Yeah. So it's nothing special. It's good on a rainy day, I suppose, but other than that, it's forgettable. All right, then we go to the big one. Coco Cruiser. That's right. This is a huge one. Is
this a kid's coaster? That first hill was like 8 feet tall.
You know it's a kid's coaster when you go around twice.
Oh my! Why do you ride these?
Hey, I got the credit, man.
Oh my God! It's going around. It is going twice. Look at that.
Yeah, I told you it goes twice.
Wow, that is terrible.
And now, granted, I didn't have to wait. I mean, it was a walk-on.
You think? Well, that's why you're going twice. It's the only way they can get a line.
Oh.
Right, you have to go until someone else shows up.
No.
Let me off the ride.
I could safely get off that ride while it's moving, I think. You try to keep me on. Yeah, so I did the Coco coaster. Again, it's a Zamperla family coaster, so it's very family friendly. And then they have the Wild Mouse, which you think that's not a very good name, but considering the next coaster, it's not badly named. And of course, it is
Why
a
does
Mack Rides
everybody
Wild Mouse.
have a Wild Mouse?
It's cheap and it's a coaster, so it's affordable, and you can say, "Hey, we have a coaster in our park."
But these guys have real roller coasters, and it's the exact same Wild Mouse of the, oh my God, I'm going to fall over and die on the Wild Mouse.
That's what a Wild Mouse is. It'd be a really stupid Wild Mouse if it didn't have those sharp U-turns. It'd be very weird.
It's that lack of sense of structural integrity.
But that's why people ride it. If it seems secure,
it's a
why would you
way
want
to go? That's the problem with the Wild Mouse. I mean, to die on the Wild Mouse is just embarrassing.
Oh man! All right, so you got the Wild Mouse. Like I said, it's your typical Wild Mouse, and then you have the Wild Cat. So it makes sense, right? You got the Wild Mouse right next to the Wild Cat. Now the Wild Cat is a Great Coasters International CGI Woody.
I'm being forced to watch a mattress commercial here. It's going to take me an extra minute.
Oh, damn it. Now, this one remind me of a lot like Six Flags America's Roar coaster. Like when you get up to the very top, as you go down, it slightly it turns. You go inward, which makes for a fun first drop. And that's this. Yeah, this one. And then actually, the Roar coaster is a CGI as well. So it makes sense that the two could possibly be brother and sister, or brother and brother, or cat. I guess it'd be a girl, right?
Or cat and
Roar. Oh,
cat and lion. They're cousins.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, well, there you go. Yeah, see. I found the connection. So yeah, that's a fun wooden coaster. That's probably. Trying to think of.
It looks really neat. The design of it looks really cool. To see the way that it's all, because the inward turns in the bowl.
Yeah,
it looks neat visually.
Yeah. It's probably when they're better wooden. Well, when we get to the other one, that was my favorite wooden coaster, but this is definitely the second. All right, then you have Sidewinder. Oh Lord, it's a Vekoma boomerang. That's all I have to say. There's nothing good.
Watching the Wild Cat.
Oh.
There we are, pulling into the station. Let me get to Sidewinder.
Well, it's a boomerang, so it's awful. Why these still exist? I'll take a Wild Mouse in a park over a boomerang any day of the week.
Hey, it's the Sidewinder presented by Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, well, there you go. Actually, I said there wasn't a bad coaster in the bunch, but yes, no, there is one, and that's his boomerang. As all boomerangs are not worthy to ride, except to get your credit, if that's what you're into. Otherwise, I do not recommend them. This is so bad.
Okay, the car's going backwards.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah. Ugh.
If I could do it and just as it goes up the hill, as you're waiting to go backwards, if you'd let me out, I'd be perfectly fine with that. But the whole backwards
I didn't
part.
watch it yet. It leaves by going backwards out of the station.
Yeah, it goes up the hill, then it releases, and it goes
through the station.
Yeah.
Did they just run out of space for a roller coaster and decide to do this terrible, terrible beginning?
It's quite possible. It's just the style. I don't know whoever thought of these and why these ever sold. It must be been a gimmick back in the day that people were into, but just awful. But that was a Sidewinder.
Now, what do the straights look like? The POV video looks rather odd. This must be a chest-mounted GoPro he's wearing, because
I think their strengths are just over your shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a weird way it looks in this video. And then it has another lift tail and then drops you backwards.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, boomerangs are bad.
Yeah, I think that would be safe to completely skip and never talk about again.
Yes. Yeah. I will never ride that one ever again. All right, next on the list is Trailblazer. This is an aerodynamics mine train. For mine train, there's nothing. It's neither good nor bad. It's just your average mine train coaster that goes around, and I'd say Six Flags Great Adventure is probably better. But yeah, there's nothing really all that special about this particular mine train. It's completely forgettable. But it's not bad. I mean, like I said, it's like the Super Duper Looper. Yeah, no harm, no foul. If you have nothing better to do and you're there, it's okay to do, I suppose. You ready for the last one?
Lightning Racer is leaving the station right now. They
Lightning
have a lot of wooden
Racer.
coasters at this park.
Yeah, they have like three or four, three, four, three, three. Lightning Racer. Now this one was a lot of fun. This one, it raced. They actually raced it while I was there, and man, you got close. I mean, it was like there were points that you felt like you could put your hand out and slap the other people. That's how close you got a certain point.
Wow.
I rode it back to back. So I rode it 2 times. I rode each side. I lost both times. Very disappointing. I couldn't win either way.
I've almost never seen racers race.
Yeah, no, not only did this race, but it raced well. I mean, it was neck to neck both times. It was pretty close, but unfortunately, like I said, I lost both on either side. But yeah, it was a really good racer, much better than was it Racer 75 now at Kings Dominion. So I highly recommend this one. Actually, all their woodens, I recommend them all at Hershey Park.
Wow, this one looks like a lot of fun. They weave over top of the zigzagging over top of each other back and forth.
Yeah, it was a really good ride. I was impressed with how much fun those were. That's why I did the second one. I went back on to do it again. Could not come out with victory, however. But that was the coasters of Hershey Park.
Oh, there we go. I spent a whole day at Hershey Park. We're all good. Nice.
Didn't cost you a penny.
There we go. I'm taking the coaster credit on me.
Oh,
POV counts. It's a really big monitor. It should count.
I saw you going back and forth in your chair, so yeah. Yeah, and they have a water park. We didn't do that.
I saw the water park from one of the coasters. It looked like pretty good. They had one of those big funnels.
Yeah, they have a funnel. They have, obviously the slides, but yeah, we didn't have time to do that. We just focused on the rides, and it was good. It was a good day. I recommend Hershey Park, especially if you can do the night before. Get in the park for a twilight, get some extra rides in, because we probably did. I'm trying to remember how many rides we did that first day. We did over half the coasters. We probably did like 8 of the coasters, so we got a lot done in that 3.5 hours. So it was really nice. You have any questions about Hershey Park in general? I think the passes I bought the passes. I think they were like $42 a piece. I'm not sure if it was some type of promotion at the time, or if I got some type of military discount. I don't know what the passes are nowadays. I guess they're kind of comparable. I don't even know, to be honest with you. This year they're putting in I think a water coaster actually, which would be really awesome, because I've never ridden a water coaster. With the ones that like have the jets or whatever to push you up, actually propel you uphill. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's really neat, because I see they have the camping resort. They have the Hershey Lodge and the Hotel Hershey.
Yes, yeah, they have.
Hershey Lodge looks like a indoor water park with the hotel.
Oh,
is it like a Great Wolf Lodge type of thing? Because the picture shows indoor water park.
I think you may be correct, actually.
Because that'd be pretty sweet. I mean, they need something like that for the 9 months of the year when you can't use the outdoor water park.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to wait till August before it's warm enough to actually go to the outdoor water park.
Yes.
It was really nice.
Yeah, it's indoor pool. I mean, it looks like they may have it looks like an indoor. It looks like there's a splash park on the front page of the lodge. That looks kind of neat.
Yeah, it's a nice area, and they have a huge stadium. They have a big stadium in the parking lot. And I know when we were there, They were advertising that I think Guns N' Roses were coming later that summer. So they have big bands actually come into that venue and play.
Oh wow!
Yeah. It's really quite unique the way they have that all set up. And like I said, they have Chocolate World, which is free to get into, and they have the dark ride thing that you can see, simulated them making chocolate or whatever, which is kind of stupid, but it's free and doesn't cost you park admission or anything to do. And of course, the kids got to play the Plinko. They had the Plinko games. So we had them play that. And that was a good time. They got little Hershey stuffed animals, Hershey bar stuffed animals. And they had all the characters. They had, I don't even know. They had all the chocolate bars and Reese's. No, they have Reese's Pieces. They have the Hershey Kiss.
That other company. Hey, their Hershey Lodge has a bridal suite, over 1,000 square foot.
Wow.
That's like half the size of my house. Just a suite at their hotel.
It's probably have like a fondue bathtub with chocolate that you just.
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet?
It's like a shower.
You climb into the chocolate fountain and just eat.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It's enormous. It's like huge.
Wow. Well, you're already married, Joe. Sorry.
Chocolate themed decor.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's Hershey Lodge. There's a Hotel Hershey too, which is also probably a lot cheaper. But
yeah, I'm not sure. What their rates are.
That looks kind of neat.
Yeah, like I said, the campground was nice.
Hotel Hershey. So where is Hershey in Pennsylvania for the geographically impaired?
It is near Harrisburg.
Okay, so south central.
Yes, yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, it's that way. Exact opposite direction of Kennywood if you're in western Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Like Johnstown, Portage. You're going
yeah.
east or west. Yeah, so it was actually.
So is it like straight up 81 out of Maryland or?
I'm not certain because we went to Portage, so we were in western Pennsylvania. Then we went over because we had to drop the dog off and stuff. So, like you famously said, my wife and kids, except for Ian, went up before me, and on our way up to that trip, we stopped at Six Flags America. So on my way for a coaster vacation, I stopped to ride coasters.
Stop by a theme park on the way. You gotta ease into it, warm up, right?
Yeah. So they're already there. So we kind of we went east, then we came back, and then we went west, and then came back, and then drove home. But actually, we didn't actually go west because, like I said, we got rained out, so we never did get to Kennywood. At least at that time, we went back later and had a good time at Kennywood, which was another awesome park. So I recommend both those parks for you, Joe. You've been to Kennywood, right?
When I was a kid, I went to Kennywood.
Okay. Yeah, I'd highly recommend that, and I'd highly recommend you going to Hershey because I think you'd have a good time. And your wife, being Hershey and she loves chocolate, I think she would have a good time too.
She may leave me for an Oompa Loompa. What happened? Well,
she left me for a chocolate bar.
she wouldn't leave at the park. She remarries to the next guy who checks in every Sunday night.
Oh, indeed. All right. Well,
because we were playing up because we're going up to Gettysburg beginning of August.
Yeah.
And so we're going up there, but I think we're going to do Six Flags in New Jersey and then shoot over to Pennsylvania.
Oh, for Gettysburg.
Yeah, for that weekend.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I still haven't checked to see if I'm available for that one yet. It's August.
Yeah, only Teresa answered with a with a sensible response.
Yeah, I was just cracking jokes.
It was so funny. I almost kept it going, then I'm like, wait, no, I actually want these people to answer.
Well, I'm not the one making those decisions. That's Trish. She never replied. So my only thing is I'll just be a smartass. Oh, you know what we need to do? Do you want to announce our May
yes,
2
May
ticket
26
giveaway? So, like I said, this past weekend we went to Busch Gardens. Oh, and I didn't give my review for Battle for Eire. It's better.
Oh.
It's better than Europe in the Air.
Well, that was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
know.
a given, right?
I'm kind of torn on if it's better than the Irish thing before. I can't remember the name of it. Only because this story, I mean, it's interesting. So I have a VR headset. So VR to me, I've already been awed with VR. Like okay, that's cool. Yeah. So when I put it on, it's just much of the same. So to wow me, you got to do a little bit more. And the story for this is not good. Like, I don't, like at one point, some bad guy takes some thing, the essence of Ireland. I don't know what it is, and the line is literally, stare at the something, and stare at it with all your love of Ireland. Like what? Who?
Huh?
Yeah. Like how about love for goodness over evil, or like I'm not Irish. I have no inherent love for Ireland. Like use your love for Ireland to save the day. I was like, that's just bad writing.
That is. I mean,
Yeah,
and if the worst part is they could be really lazy and then just take a shit ton of quotes from Braveheart.
Yeah,
and
please.
people would enjoy it more probably,
They
right?
can take our lives, but not our take
our freedom.
not our yeah.
Our children. They
Yeah.
can take our children. They can take our wives, but they cannot take our children.
That's what my buddy when that came out, that's what he thought the quote was. They can take our wives because at the beginning of the movie, they do that thing where they can sleep with the wives. The wives.
Oh yes.
So he thought to take our wives. Like, no, dude. He said lives. But anyway, yeah. So the ride, I for what it is, it's all right. I mean, but so at the very end, everyone's supposed to stare at this thing to overpower this evil with your love of Ireland. And so Ian said his, like when he looked away, there was like a beam, like how you like the shooter games, you can see where you're pointing. Like his beam looked away, so you could see everybody looking at it. But my headset, I looked away because I kind of figured that's what was going on, but it didn't do it. So it's not, mine wasn't working right, I guess. Because when I looked away, it didn't work. But I would love to get a group of people all look away.
Where everyone looks away and their laser.
I'm telling you, we would still win.
Well, yeah,
I bet you that's all bogus.
In 10 seconds, the Balrog is going to fall.
Yeah, I really would love for the fact that maybe, depending on how many people are looking, like you have different things would happen.
If it took longer.
Yeah. But then the ride would never end, right? It just
Come on, you've all got to look. We're going to be here all day.
But the crowd who I was with, there was a lot of oohs and oh. Like I think they were more enamored with VR in general. Like they're oh look, that unfortunately was lost on me. But yeah.
Well, but the problem is it's going to be very quickly lost on everybody, and you're just going to end up with a poor experience.
Yeah, because the story is not. There's
if your ride depends on novelty of something that's not really that new.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's going to be a problem.
But speaking of Battle for Eire, like you said, May 26th. So I have the highest level passes, whatever it is. So I get 3 sets of free tickets per year. So the spring free tickets we got, I was planning on using last weekend because my family, everybody took somebody. But they came out with bonus membership things where that weekend and I think this weekend that we're in now, you get to bring somebody for free on top of the other ones. So I still have my free spring tickets. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to invite any fans or listeners to the podcast. If they want to come out on Saturday, May 26th, it's the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. You and I'm not so sure about Ian because Ian got a lifeguard gig, so that might be his first weekend working, so he may not make it. But at least you and I will show up. We'll definitely be there. And 2, I don't know if I'd call them lucky people, the first people to email me saying that they want to come out and join us. We will ride Battle for Eire together, all of us. We'll do a brief little quick interview for the podcast. You can tell me your thoughts. Tell your thoughts too, Joe, because it'll be the first time you're riding it. And I have the I have the ride photos, so we can all ride like Apollo's Chariot together. I'll get the ride photo, and I'll give them a copy as well. And maybe we can do a couple other coasters, and then they can go off and spend the rest of the day enjoying the park. And I'll get you guys in for free. The only caveat is you have to show up in the morning. First thing in the morning when the park opens, we have to go in with you technically. The free tickets, they may ask for us, for the pass holders, to be there when you scan yours. This past time they didn't, but the time before people were being asked to. So it's hit or miss. So you have to, and plus you don't even, nowadays you go up to the one kiosk and you print out the tickets. You don't even print them out beforehand. So you have to be at the park to do it. So the first person who emails me, you and one other person that you can bring, you can come to the park for free. We'll get you in for free, and we'll all ride the ride and do a quick little interview and maybe ride a couple coasters. And I'll get you all the coaster photos that you ride with us, and that would be a good time. Now the question is, do we have any takers? What do you over under if anybody actually takes us up on it? It's interesting because if they're not from, I'd assume anyone who lives near Busch Gardens would already have passes, right? So
it's hit or miss though, because I'm here and we only get passes every couple years. Like I'm on an off year with my passes.
But you're not really a coaster enthusiast.
Oh, I'm on a coaster podcast. Come on. It doesn't get much more enthusiast than this, right?
Well, actually, yeah. Touche. Yeah, it'd be very interesting.
It depends. Maybe they got their King's Dominion passes this year, and then they go back to Busch Gardens. I used to rotate between the two.
All right. Well, like I said, we have 2 free tickets for May 26th. We're definitely going to be there either way. And you don't have to worry about us crapping out on you. You're going to show up, and we're not going to be anywhere to be found.
I think we're the most dependable people you can get we'll be at the park when it opens.
Yeah, the only thing I ask, well, actually, it wouldn't really matter. We could go into the park, and if they're late, we could come back out near the gate, hand over the entrance, and give it to them. So it wouldn't matter. You tell you what, show up whenever you want. Just the Bountiful Eire, that line, we went first thing in the morning. We literally walked onto it. Then as we were leaving the park, I think it was like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they said it was a 90-minute wait. So if you show up late,
they've been advertising the crap out of it in the movie.
Oh my Lord, it's insane. Yes. Every movie I go to beforehand, they're advertising it. So yeah, it's getting a lot of ad time. So it's very popular. But like I said, if you get there early, you can do, like I said, I've done the whole park front row with my GoPro and got done with all the coasters by 12:30. So if you want to really go for it, you can. But if you come and you bring your significant other and they're not into running around for coasters, then you can take it mildly. It won't cost you a penny to get in, so it doesn't matter. You can have a nice day, go to get some ice cream.
Come hang out, ride the train. I love going on the train when I get tired. Put the kids on some, the kids that get on the coasters. I'd go ride the train with the wife, take in some views.
Yeah.
Have some of those pizza cones. The food has definitely improved the last few years.
Yeah. I love the food. Food's good. And I get the ice cream Sunday. I got it this weekend. I got it. Got the peanut butter.
Do you want that peanut butter one?
Yeah.
Too much peanut butter.
Let me tell you something.
I know it's offensive to you.
No, I finished all the ice cream, but the cone, what is it? Not sugar cone, but whatever.
The waffle bowl.
The waffle bowl. I couldn't finish it. I was like, I'm done. I got nauseous. I was nauseous after eating it. I was like, I don't feel so good. Yeah. So, oh man, so good. But yeah, so May 26th, it's a Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. So first one, I guess we should give the email. In case you don't know the email, it's vacationeerspodcast@gmail.com. It's in the show notes. Just email the show. And if you're the first one to write in, I will reserve 2 tickets with your name on it. But with that said, I think we are done for this episode. Do you have anything to add, Joe?
No, we don't.
Fantastic. So Well, I'd like to thank my panel of one, Joe, for coming on this episode and talking Hershey Park with me. And until we stream again, eat Reese's Pieces and keep making memories.
Right on.
Oh, thank you.
I'd add me for Ian.
Thanks for listening to the Vacationeers, Theme Parks, and More podcast. The show can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Please subscribe and give us a review if you like the show. Visit our website at www.vacationeerspodcast.com. For additional content, subscribe on YouTube and Twitter at Vacationeers Podcast. Please like our Facebook page, Vacationeers, Theme Parks, and More podcast. Send questions, comments, or if you'd like to be on a future episode to discuss planning or reviewing of a vacation, please email the show at vacationeerspodcast@gmail.com. This has been a Vacationeers, Theme Parks, and More production.
You ready to go to Chocolate World? Logan, you ready to do Chocolate World? Yeah, mama. I can't see your thumbs up. All right, Chocolate World.